Hello and welcome to another edition of Mobile Monday, the video podcast from godisageek.com, where we take 4 mobile games, whether it's iOS, Android, anything else we can think of really, and let you know whether they're worth spending your hard-earned money on. I'm Godisageek's Deputy Editor Martin Baker, and I'll be walking you through each of the 4 games this week. The first game that we're going to have a look at this week is a puzzle game called Cyto. And like I say, it's a puzzle game where you play as a little cell kind of thing moving around. It's supposed to be like synapses in the brain, collecting pieces of memory to help Cyto, the main character, remember what he's forgotten. So there's a story element to it as well. So the more memory pieces you collect, the closer you get to remembering what's happened. So to start off, I've already played some of the levels before, but it makes sense to show the first level as an example. So as you can see from the tutorial that's showing you on screen now, the whole point is to collect the pieces of memory. So you can see the 3 pieces there, and then reach the portal at the end. And to do so, you put your finger on Cyto himself and pull back as if you were playing something like Angry Birds, and then let go, and he'll fly hopefully through all 3 and then go to the portal. Obviously they get harder than that as you progress through the levels. It's a typical puzzle game, so you can expect it to get actually quite hard. Even in this first stage there are sections which get quite hard. So pick that up, and then you need to, where it's pointing to now is the connection points for Cyto, so you have to try and aim for those with the little the dotted line that you can see coming from the bubble. So try and let go, and hopefully that'll attach. Stretch him over to there, and I think if I just hit that, he'll bounce off it and hopefully into the portal. There we go. So you can see it's fairly simple in terms of gameplay. I mean, it isn't simple to get all 3 of the pieces of memory in each of the levels, but the gameplay mechanics themselves are rather simple and easy to get used to. So let's have a look at this level. Hopefully, let's see if I can just bounce him on that next cell and fall down into the portal. Hopefully, there we go. But the gameplay mechanics, it won't take people long to learn what they're doing. So another gameplay mechanics just being told to us here, where you can tap on the connecting cell, the connecting like memory point, to just drop Cyto from where he's attached into the portal. So there'll be parts where you will use that. Let's do no thanks for now. So there will be parts later on where you'll need to detach Cyto from the sections of the level in order to progress really. Attach him to that, collects that, see if we can attach him to that connection point there. There we go. Connects to that piece. Will he stretch that far? He will stretch that far and into the portal. But that is Cyto. The second game that we're going to have a look at this week for Mobile Monday is called Up in Flames, and it's a game that at first glance you'd easily mistake it for like an Angry Birds clone. We've covered a lot of Angry Birds clones in Mobile Monday, but this isn't an Angry Birds clone, thankfully. It just looks like one at first glance. So it's a 2D puzzle game, I would explain it. You can move around the screen using your fingers, you would expect. The whole point is to destroy all the wolves in each of the levels, while also like freeing the dragons that you can see in the levels as well. So all of the wooden pieces are able to be set on fire in order to solve the puzzle. Obviously there's stars involved, so the fewer like fireballs you have to use in order to get to the end, the better, and the more stars that you get. But as long as you've completed the level, you'll be able to progress to the next level. So let's try and Well, that was okay, but not great. Let's see what else we can do. There we go, we set some stuff on fire now, let's see what happens. That's 2 of them down. Let's see what else we can do. That's on fire. That should destroy those 2 wolves now that they're on fire. That should have completed their level, in theory. Damn, got 3 stars though. 1 star, oh well. Not bad, at least it lets us move on to the next level. But yeah, you can see how it's a puzzle game basically that's similar to Angry Birds in the to allow people to understand what they're supposed to be doing, but different enough that you can't really call it a clone really. Let's see what we can do on this level, see if we can do a bit better on this one. Just burn some stuff, get some things on fire, see what we can do. Oh well, it wasn't too bad, we'll just set that thing on fire. And that should be enough to free the dragon and complete the level. Doesn't kill the final wolf though, we'll do that with it. Oh, failed miserably at that one. Oh well, let's try again. This time, let's see what we can do. Yeah, you can see the addictive nature of the game. It's different enough to make you want to keep playing it as much as you can. Really. There we go. That's better. Oh, it still didn't destroy the cage of the dragon, but at least we killed all the enemies this time. So once I set fire to this one, it should be the end of the mission. But yeah, nice little addictive physical puzzle game, similar to Angry Birds but different enough to warrant a download, at least in my opinion. But that's Up in Flames. The third game that we're going to have a look at this week on Mobile Monday is Puzzle Craft. And if you're anything like me, you probably think that it's a mix between Puzzle Quest and Minecraft, but it's nothing like that. It is a time management sim type game with puzzle elements that we'll show you in a second. But the whole point of the game, as you can see, is to build up your kingdom, or grimdom, as you can see that I've called mine in the top left hand corner. You start off with just a plain field. Obviously I've played it for quite a while. You can see that I'm level 7 in the top centre of the screen. So you start off with nothing, you start placing buildings down, and in order to create more buildings you've got to generate resources, which you do through various different means, such as harvesting crops and mining minerals from the mine that you can see in the bottom left hand corner. Typical time management stuff. It's you have to wait for a certain length of time for things to happen. Sometimes you can see there's a question mark, an exclamation mark over my town hall, which means that there's stuff there to collect. So I'll tap that, you can see that some bread appears, which is part of the resources, so we'll go and collect that. It gets added to the backpack that you can see in the top right hand corner, which if we press will show you all the resources that we have currently available. Let's close that. So there are a lot of different ways, like each of the buildings have their own little thing that you can collect after a certain length of time. So if you click on the settlement, what has that got? So bonus in the kitchen, you can see there, bonus in another 15 minutes, say that's the one that we've just collected. So there are various different things that we can collect from different areas of the game after certain times. So there's the workshop there, probably 20 minutes, I probably will have just collected that a couple of minutes ago, so that's why it's a little bit less than, it's probably 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. But yeah, all of the different buildings have, you can collect things from them if you just wait. Typical time management stuff really. But the puzzle element comes into it if you click on either the mine or the crops to harvest. Will show you the puzzle element of the game. So let's go farm. Use some of the coins you can see in the top right hand corner. I've got 110 coins at the moment, so we'll use 30 of them to go farming right now. So this is the puzzle mechanic basically of the game. You can see in the top right hand corner we've got 24 days, so we can make 24 moves in order to gather as many crops as we can. The whole way of doing it is in this section we've got wheat, grass, there's wood from the trees, and there's chickens that we can collect to add to the resources that you can see along the bottom. And you can connect items that are next to each other or in the corners, so you can move left and right, up and down, or you can also move in diagonals as well to try and collect as many things as you can. So you basically look for the objects that have got the most things next to them. So go for the chickens in the top corner there, get some wheat together, and the whole point is to try and connect as many things as you can, because you want to collect as much resources as you can in one move. If you do happen to collect, you can see a carrot's just appeared for me there, but that's for collecting 8 or more wheat. So if you do happen to collect more than usual, you get a little bit of a bonus for it as well. So I'll try and get through this as quickly as we can, but I don't want to ruin my game that's going on here. So I'll try and collect some wood. I need some wood. But yeah, the basic premise of the game is to have a look at what resources you need, whether you need some stuff from harvesting, or some crops, or some minerals from going to the mine, and then doing the puzzle that's related to whatever you need at the moment. It's a little bit limited in the sense that you will be doing these puzzles quite often, but they're enjoyable for the most part. Once you've done it for the 15th time in one day, you kind of wish that there were a little bit more variety, but in terms of gameplay mechanics, it's not bad. So you can see I've got 3 moves left. That's why the 3 appeared in the centre of the screen. So I've only got 3 moves left, so I have to try and pace my moves a little bit better with these last ones. And then once you get to the end, you collect. You can choose to go on. You can choose to use some of the money that you've got to go on, or you can just skip and accept that you've got to the end of the year, and that's all of the crops that you're going to get. But that's Puzzlecraft. The last game that we're going to have a look at this week on Mobile Monday is, as you can see, Wizard Worlds. And it's a Scrabble type game. There are a couple of game modes. There's the time mode and there's spell mode, as you can see from what it says on the screen. The spell mode is where you type letters, type words, type letters to make words in order to increase the time, like the countdown timer that you'll see in a second. The more words you type, the more that the timer will increase. So the more you get to play the game, which means that you'll get to score more. Which is a pretty obvious way of playing it. And the time mode, as you can see, is just you get a set amount of time. You get 3 minutes. You get to play as many words as you can play in those 3 minutes and try and beat your high score. But we'll have a look at spell mode. That's the most anxious. That's the quickest game mode that you're going to really be playing. So you can see that the timer is not much left in the little vial. We'll try and create some words. You can see every time you create a word, the vial fills up with more letters. Let's have a look what else we've got. Create Pro. Can it allow me to have that? Yes. Bar. Let's have some bars. You can see the scores going up. The amount of words that you've created is going up as well. Oh, I didn't create enough words there. But yeah, the whole point is to create as many words as you can to increase that timer. The more words you play, the more you'll be playing the game for. But that's a pretty easy game. And that's Wizard Words, and that's Mobile Monday for this week.